The owner, Glow Kinley, was listed in the 2013 Who's Who in Black Columbus and was one and was one of about 6 individuals spotlighted at the unveiling. In 2013, she received the Women of Excellence Award presented by Awaken Women of Excellence Group. When asked what the key to their success is, Glow said, quote, "Each day we strive for professionalism and good service, but God is what keeps us going." Congratulations.
My goodness, I didn't know how cute you were. You were good. Um, I guess I need to acknowledge my family. Y'all know where I'm sitting, so those folks over there are all my family. Wave your hand. God is what keeps us going because any of you who were here last year know that I could hardly walk. I had back surgery and I couldn't walk. This year I walked and I danced. I just have one other thing to say. If you're here this year, you better show up next year because I'm going to do the splits. Thank you very much, and I'm honored to receive this award.
Woo! Boy, are we having fun. Are we having fun? We up here, black man blushing. All right. Next, we would like to welcome and salute Connie Boykin, jazz historian. Connie? Congratulations, sir. You'd like to stand right next to me. Connie Boykin, jazz and cultural advocate, has a desire to expose the history and genius of jazz music. His advocacy has extended to creating documentaries of important people who have used jazz music as a cultural and creative vehicle. Through the process of interviewing, videoing, and recording these individuals, he has gained a great depth in understanding of how jazz music, and music in particular, is the heart and soul of inspiration to many people who listen and appreciate jazz music and the heritage from which it comes. Jazz musicians of late 1960s through the early 1980s represent him in the great confluence of jazz music, politics, and art. Being a publisher, researcher, and also has exposed him to the extent and effect of the explosion of creativity in this period. His goal is to share this extraordinary music and experience with his audience and reignite the memories of the jazz musicians of this great era. Ladies and gentlemen, Connie Boykin. Congratulations.
First of all, I'd like to recognize the people who have supported me throughout the years. With the table 10, would they rise, please? Table 10. Would table 23 rise, please? Table 23. David, you. Okay, this is part of my family, Thursday Club, and SCAT. And these individuals are people who work in the community, who acknowledge the different kinds of effects that certain things that occur daily in our community, things that need to be addressed. But my focus has been on the history of jazz in the Columbus community. And I'm honored, and I mean extremely honored, to have shared the stage with Dr. Ted McDaniel, who I feel is one of the most outstanding representatives of jazz and the culture of jazz. He's a profound individual. I think that a lot of time, as I see people who seem to make joyous, have fun with this music, like we have today, we take it for granted. And I mean, we take it for granted in an extreme manner because once it's not popular anymore, we get rid of it. And what we are basically getting rid of is our culture. We're getting rid of the essence of our culture, what was going on during that particular time that was popular. These musicians that are on this stage here today, a lot of people don't recognize it, but there's doctor's degrees, there's master's degrees, there's a lot of study, there's a lot of time and effort. Musicians tend to be some of the most brilliant people that we have in our community that we do not recognize for that. We tend to take our culture and we tend to kick it to the curb. And that's what my job is, to make sure that we don't. We let others come in and take our culture. We let them play the blues and we give them the right on, bruh. We let them play our jazz and we say, I don't do that anymore. We let them today call themselves the greatest composers, and Dr. Ted McDaniels can attest to this. Gene Walker wrote, I guess you call it a suite of music that was played last year that was some of the most outstanding music that I've ever heard. But did it get recognized? We have to understand that we as a people, after we got free, we had to found institutions because we didn't have any. But musicians, they incorporated that right into their music. Louis Armstrong was a professor. The Duke Ellington, he was a professor. There's all kinds of schools of music out here, and we need to understand that. And we need to get our kids to understand that. We need to get our kids to understand that you stop sampling that music and you start listening to it before you sample it, so that you understand from which it came. Also understand the people who played it, because they sacrificed for that. Have you ever thought about sleeping 365 days a year in a flea bag hotel? I know a lot of you women, you know, when you saw a bed bug, you jump up and go crazy.
Jesus, baby.
Right on time. Right on time. I love it. I love it. See, God understands what I'm trying to say. So I don't want to drag this out, but I'm glad that everyone showed up. And before I go, here's what I want to say. These ladies here put on one of the most outstanding banquets showcasing musicians that you can find any place in the United States of America. And I don't want you to take this for granted. I want you to understand that they work hard, but also they showcase our music and the talent that we have here in Columbus, Ohio, and the phenomenal people that call themselves musicians in this town. And I want you to make sure that you stop taking that for granted. So I'm going to leave you with this. And I saw this the other day. Every time a black person dies, a library is burned down. Bye.
I don't know how many of you needed that, but I needed that. So thank you again, and all the words we've heard today. Is there, could I get one of the organizers? I think there is a misprint on here. Linda Jackson, does it say Linda Jackson? That's my mom, y'all, that's my mom. Could I welcome my mother, Linda Jackson, to the stage? I love you. Oh, no, no, no. You've always been in front of me, so you can stand in front of me for this one. Throughout her lifetime, Linda K. Jackson has given her commitment to her family and the development of youth. She began her career as a teacher, counselor, and language arts consultant